Hello and welcome back to Opposites Void, and this week we're doing a little bit different. I'm just going to be going over what ships are decent, what ships to buy in Ops, especially since we now have two collaborations going on at the same time, both offering decent ships. Not that button. Back to the armory. So we'll go with Warhammer first. Warhammer, I personally thinking of the Ship Smasher. It's basically the Pan-Asian version of Akizuki. The downsides are it has deep water torps, so the torpedoes don't hit destroyers. The HE has really low penetration. It doesn't. Yeah, it only has 17 millimeter penetration for HE. Whereas the Akizuki is really good because it has 30 millimeters of penetration for HE. So if you're going to get this one, you would actually need to be using armor piercing a lot more than HE. Because the armor piercing would actually do the damage and the HE would just be for setting fires or for killing destroyers. Ragnarok and Ignis Perigto, they are Amagis. They are decent ships. I don't like them. He says it's a 33-second reload. I'm not too fond of Amagi. She's an okay ship. But if you like Amagi and you like Warhammer, these are good ships. They have better accuracy than Amagi, and so that's why they have a longer reload. However, the best ship of these is Cross of Dorn. It is mines. That's it. That's all you need to know. It is mines, but with a cooler camo. Okay, and onto the Azur Lane ships. Start with the ones I have. AO Montepleur, wonderful ship. Wonderful. Probably the best one for ops that they offer. It's Cleveland, and Cleveland's a good ship, except she trades slightly lower reload time for better accuracy and more HP. Yukikaze, if she didn't have 8-kilometer torps. If she didn't have 8-kilometer torps, she would be fine. But because she's stuck with 8-kilometer torps, she's okay. For AO Sovetskaya Russia, I'm probably butchering that. She is basically the tier 9 Russian premium battleship, Russian tech tree battleship, and the Russian battleships are actually all decent. And tier 10 would be better. So if they come up with tier 10s, then it's actually not a bad choice. But until they have higher tier ops boats, she's stuck in co-op, and well, I would only get that if you really like her. Azuma, I would just you have the normal Azuma for coal. Unless you really like Azuma, I just get the coal version. Cheshire, I see people use it, but it's a 6-gun cruiser. It has big guns, but that's it. So it's a 6-gun cruiser that is, you could see this marking. That is the Citadel. So you can actually see the Citadel in port. Yeah, it has the extra armor, and you can actually see that in port. That is the armor belt for the Citadel. So if you like big gun cruisers, maybe. If you like British heavy cruisers, then yes. Otherwise, no. Hornet, if you like carriers, but honestly, as a carrier, she's very meh. Like, she's a gimmick carrier, so she's very meh. Aegir's really good, except there's one that you can get for coal. So I would go for the one for coal unless you really like Aegir as the ship. Shimakaze would actually be decent, except She's probably not the best torpedo boat anymore. I think that would actually go to uh, where is she? Hayate. Hayate is probably the best now because she has good guns, so she can gun down any destroyer she comes across, and with torpedo reload booster and smoke, uh, then she can actually put more torpedoes in the water than Shimakaze. So as for in the okay, let's go back to tier 8. I won't even bother. Let's see. Is there anything good in tier 7? Besides Atlanta? I do want Atlanta, but I have Flint. And I prefer Flint's has the smoke screen, so that's really nice. And so that's why I went for her. Even though she's pretty expensive, the smoke screen really helps. Scharnhorst is really, 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 really good. Just like Scharnhorst 43, and Prince Heinrich. Right now, you have a premium version of Prince Heinrich. They're all really about the same. I would say they're all side grades from each other. It's, do you want the big guns, or do you want the fast loading torpedoes and a speed boost, or do you want to not overpen as much? And that is how you choose between the three. For tier 8s, Massachusetts is really good, but you can only get her in Black Friday or in Christmas crates now. Mines, pointing at Mines. Mines is really good because of the high DPM, but she lacks the armor. The high HE DPM, but low armor, so you really have to be comfortable with light cruisers to be able to work with mines. The torpedoes are also really nice if you can get in close, and she works well with Luchins to get the heal because she does not come with the heal naturally. And that is why I also like Prince Eugen, because Prince Eugen comes with a heal and has decent ammo and damage output, but a very good alpha, like a really good alpha. Cossack is actually decent. Cossack and Kid are good. There's videos of Kid I have, and then Cossack I've done really high damage. I think my done over 400k damage in what was it, Aegis with her, because the torpedoes reload within a minute, and that makes them pretty good. Fenyang is the ship smasher. It's the normal version. I already talked about that. The Terrible is better for PvP. If you're going to go for a destroyer, I would say not her. Cruisers, Atago is really good. She has a really slow reload, but a high alpha because of all the guns. And she can, if you're kiting, she can stealth torp, and she has good torp angles. And she has a heal. Integration also has a heal. So she's a good one. And she has 8-kilometer torpedoes. Just a set of 5. Yeah, so a set of 5. She has 9 guns. She would actually be a decent ship. But the thing is that she has 25mm armor. So unlike the German one, she has the same armor scheme as Mines. And so this makes another thing. Mines as a light cruiser has the heavy armor scheme of heavy cruisers of non-German, non-US nations. Which doesn't account for much, because 25mm doesn't mean too much in ops. If you want a carrier, Kaga is probably the best carrier for ops. Chokolov being the second, but Kaga is probably the best. Just because it's so easy, you don't really have to worry about planes. I actually can't say much about Aquila. Although I kind of... Aquila's good for farming rocket ribbons, and that's as far as I know. Tirpitz and Brandenburg are your secondary battleships. Tirpitz has more survivability. Brandenburg has more guns. So if you want more DPM, it's Brandenburg. If you want to be tanking more, then Tirpitz. But for the most part, I would say Brandenburg's probably the better of the two. But Tirpitz does have the overmatch capability, so there is that. Anhalt is there for the main guns. So if you want a German main gun battle cruiser, then this is her. She has a lot of guns. Very nice. Constellation, just no. Borodino, no. Key is really good. Because the 100mm secondaries have the 30mm pen. So with IFHE, that gets you up to 38mm. So that's really good. So this is if you want a IJN secondary battleship, this is what you get. She also comes with torpedoes. So if you want an Amagi style battleship, I would say get Key over the Ragnarok ships, because she's more flexible. And then there's Graf Zeppelin. She is a meme. She is fun. She is a meme. There's a few videos of her. She is good, but she is the most expensive tier 8 premium. Now for your freemiums. Let's go with start with coal. Start with the ones I have. Igo is actually still pretty good. So if you don't have her already, of the tier 5 and 6s, Igo's the best. She is really good. Hill's also a good ship at tier 5. So if at 5 and 6, those are your good ones. On 7, I already talked about Flint. Okay, so let's go with tier 9. Aegir was really good. Z44, I got her to crate. Don't worry about her. Azuma, well, she was the last one to pick up. I would go for Yoshino over Azuma, because Yoshino is Azuma but with torpedoes. So I would go for Aegir's really good, and Palmern. Aegir and Palmern are probably the best two if we have ops for tier 9 and just for tier 9. Groningen's just okay. She's more of a PvP thing, or a farmer. Going to tier 10. Hayate. I mentioned Hayate is really good because of all the torps and good guns. You get both smoke and torpedo rebooster. Salem. She's a Des Moines class, but has a super heal, making her more survivable than normal Des Moines. She is really good. Napoli. Napoli has the smoke and this really good secondaries, being SAP secondaries at that, and HE main battery option. So she is good against both, against most everything. Yoshino, because she has torps, she's actually really good. I would have her over Azuma. Kerfers, if you don't already have her, she's okay. I would still say Palmern over Kerfers, because Palmern has torpedoes and hydro, whereas not many ships have torpedo and hydro. Immelman and Malta, I mean, all the premium tier 10 carriers are decent in their own right. They're all different. And then for the ones I don't have, I'd still choose Key over Iwami. So you have Iwami and Key. They have similar aspects. I would choose Key over Iwami. But if you do want a secondary Japanese battleship, then I guess you could go with Iwami. But I think Key has better armor, and that's why I'd choose Key over Iwami. Yeah, I have all the good freemiums there. Okay, now we go to steel, because steel are the ones that you really have to save up for. If you like cruisers, Plymouth is decent. She has lots of guns and a smoke. Basically, if you like Edinburgh, but you want to have more guns, plus they have the smoke radar combination of Belfast, then Plymouth. But otherwise, if you want a heavier ship, a battleship, Mecklenburg. Everybody who has Mecklenburg says it's really fun. Arloria is really fun because you have 457 millimeter guns, 8 457 millimeter guns, so the same as Ohio, but with SAP, they're not going to overmatch. The 114 millimeters. Anything under with less than that, it's going to pen, and you don't have on the over pen issue. It will blap many ships out of existence. It's a fun ship. Mecklenburg has lots of small guns, so that's why. So that's what people find fun about her. Burgoyne also has lots of smaller guns. Burgoyne is Alsace with up a tier plus main battery reload booster. So she has higher DPM than the normal Alsace and a good burst. But I would not focus on her secondaries because they're only 100 millimeters. And then the other one be Austin. Austin's really good for that burst damage. Those are the ones that I would choose out of the steel ships. So Arloria, Mecklenburg, Austin, Burgoyne, and Plymouth based on your preferences. Then for Research Bureau. Number 1, Illinois. Absolutely, Illinois. This is probably the best. If you're going Research Bureau, of all the ships here, Illinois is probably the most unique ship in the game, because you have cruiser guns and cruiser DPM on a battleship. So you have the survivability of a battleship and the DPM of a cruiser, rather than the survivability of a battleship and the DPM of a battleship in a cruiser slot. I really enjoy Siegfried because she has cruiser accuracy. Not battle cruiser accuracy, cruiser accuracy for her guns. So she is very accurate and has a high alpha, but she's very much a one-trick pony. Okay, she has torp. She has a few tricks, but her big thing is having those big guns, big accurate guns. Whereas Illinois has lots of guns, not battleship accuracy, but lots of them, and you fire a lot. She's really fun. After her, Colbert. If you like DACA, Colbert is your ship. She is really good. Not Hector, even though they look the same. Colbert has a lot more DACA. Hector has torpedoes. Colbert has all the DACA. Cilia. The next ships that I personally am going to grab out of these are Ohio and Cilia. And Cilia, because she is Colombo, except with secondaries that shoot SAP. So she can be a secondary battleship with the fun that you get with Colombo of having 16 380 millimeter guns that don't overpen because of... Oh, no, they do overpen. They have HE. I'm sorry. She has guns that can shoot destroyers. Colombo has guns that don't overpen. Cilia has main battery guns that can hit and wreck a destroyer's day. So that's why I would be getting her, is secondary stuff. And then Ohio, because Ohio's has a 40-second heal cooldown and also has really good 457 gun battery. So I hope this helps with your choice if you're looking for a ship to get. Vampire 2, if you want a destroyer, I mean, out of the Research Bureau, it's Paulo Emilio. Everyone has a lot of fun with Paulo Emilio. Druid only has the main guns, 2 guns, so not really good for ops. Vampire 2 at least has torpedo and crawling smoke, but I would say Paulo Emilio is still probably the best of the destroyers for here if you really want a destroyer. Okay, that should cover all of the premium ships that you can get free or that are currently on sale. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put so in the comment section below. I'll usually reply. This video was actually a request, and so if you have any requests for videos or anything the like, I will do my best to compensate and find a way to put the videos into my schedule. With that, we should be returning to our normal schedule of actually showing ops with the next week. And with that, I do hope to see you again next week. Have a good one.